A young man named David toiled away in a bustling factory. Day in and day out, he worked diligently, his hands moving with practiced precision. He took pride in his work, always striving for perfection. David yearned for recognition, dreaming of success. One day, an older worker named Henry noticed David's dedication. Henry saw potential in David's eyes. He decided to mentor him, sharing secrets to a fulfilling life. Talk less, do more, Henry advised. Actions speak louder than words. Master your craft, become so good they can't ignore you. David listened intently, grateful for Henry's guidance. He embraced the wisdom, working tirelessly to hone his skills. This was only the beginning of his journey. David excelled in his work, surpassing his peers. He took every opportunity to learn, always seeking to improve. An invaluable asset to the factory, his work ethic unmatched. Yet David remained unnoticed. Others, less skilled, were promoted. Doubt grew. Was hard work enough? Frustrated, he approached his mentor. Henry, he began, concerned. I've followed your advice, but no progress. What am I doing wrong? Henry, with a knowing smile, said, sometimes to be seen, be temporarily invisible. David's brow furrowed in confusion. Invisible? He echoed, struggling to grasp the meaning behind Henry's cryptic words. What do you mean? Take a day off, David, Henry instructed, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. Let them feel your absence. Let them realize how much they rely on you. David was hesitant. Taking a day off felt counterintuitive to everything he'd learned so far. But he trusted Henry's judgment. With a mix of apprehension and curiosity, he decided to follow his mentor's advice. The next day, David stayed home, his mind filled with a mixture of anxiety and anticipation. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was making a mistake. What if his absence went unnoticed? What if they realized they didn't need him after all? As the day wore on, David's phone remained silent. No frantic calls from the factory, no desperate pleas for his return. Doubt gnawed at his resolve. Had he miscalculated? Finally, just as he was about to resign himself to failure, the phone rang. It was the factory foreman, his voice laced with concern. David, where are you? Everything's fallen apart without you. Relief washed over David as he listened to the foreman's frantic explanation. Machines had malfunctioned, deadlines were missed, and chaos reigned in his absence. I need you back here immediately, David, the foreman pleaded. You're the only one who knows how to fix this mess. David returned to the factory the next day, greeted by a chorus of relieved sighs and grateful smiles. He quickly set to work, his skills shining brighter than ever as he restored order to the chaotic scene. In the aftermath of the day's events, David's value became undeniably clear. He received a promotion and a significant raise, his contributions finally recognized and appreciated. Henry's unconventional advice had proven to be surprisingly effective. Emboldened by his success, David adopted Henry's strategy as a regular practice. He began taking strategic days off, using his absence to highlight his indispensability. Each time he returned to a chorus of praise and increased recognition. His career soared, his ascent seemingly unstoppable. However, David's reliance on this tactic proved to be his undoing. He became complacent, taking his newfound value for granted. He forgot the importance of humility, of constantly proving his worth. One day, David decided to take an extended vacation, confident that his absence would, as always, lead to a warm welcome upon his return. He didn't bother informing anyone in advance, assuming his absence would be felt and his return eagerly anticipated. To his shock and dismay, upon his return, he was greeted not with applause and congratulations, but with cold indifference. His position had been filled, his absence barely noticed. The factory had moved on without him. Devastated and confused, David sought out Henry, desperate to understand what had gone wrong. Henry listened patiently, his gaze filled with understanding and a hint of disappointment. David, Henry began, his voice laced with sadness, you forgot the second part of my advice. Reliability is as valuable as skill. You can be the best, but if people cannot rely on you, they will learn to manage without you. He continued, you took their appreciation for granted. You assumed your value was absolute and unchanging, but in this life, David, nothing is guaranteed. We must constantly earn our place, prove our worth, and never underestimate the importance of reliability. David listened, his heart heavy with regret. He finally understood the flaw in his thinking. He had allowed success to blind him to the fundamental values of hard work, humility, and reliability. From that day forward, David carried Henry's words close to his heart. He learned the importance of finding balance in life, of working hard while remaining humble and dependable, always striving to earn the respect and appreciation of those around him. This is the true secret to success, finding the delicate equilibrium.